My name is Emily, and I will be talking about adoption, specifically adoption topics relating to preschool and school-aged children. The inspiration that I got for this video was after I was having a conversation with my daughter, who isn't technically my biological daughter, but is my stepdaughter, and is one that I am finding myself comparing many of the adoption topics to, just because she's grown up in a similar life situation as the kids involved in foster care and adoption at large. This conversation happened specifically while I was trying to give her a bath. She kind of fought me on it. She said, I want my real mommy. And it just made me stop and think for a while as to what she must go through and what kind of goes through her head. It allowed me to take a step back and really put myself in her shoes to see that with all the changes that are going on in her life at 3 years old, it's easy to revert back and want your biological mom and want your biological dad, even if you can still remember them. Especially if you can still remember them. So that's kind of where I got my inspiration from, and the only thing that I could really do at first to bond with her was give her food. We would go out to eat, we would hang out and eat, we would watch videos and eat. Everything we did concerned food. And it got me thinking about adoption topics, and specifically those dealing with food and food insecurities and hoarding and just all of the different eating disorders, bulimia, anorexia, and everything dealing with the children who are adopted or involved in the foster care system. And really, as my time stepping back into the education world as a teacher, I've come into contact with this little boy who was involved in serious emotional and physical trauma within his childhood. At only 4 years old, the Florida State Police actually had to bring him to stepmom here in Kentucky. So he was escorted here by the Florida State Police. And while this little boy does act out and becomes a disruption in class, he's physically aggressive, but he also steals food from them, despite having a full plate of food himself, as we're a facility that provides food for the children no matter what. They don't have to bring their own food. And, based off of my knowledge of information from this course, and resources from a website called Eating Disorder Hope, I found out that this little boy was attempting to hoard a lot of food because he most likely remembers what it feels like to have done without or to have no food at all. And that goes back to the fact that he has a full plate of food, but he's just stealing and taking food from other friends. And additionally, from the Children First website, I discovered that the most important thing to do here in this situation is to not use food as a punishment for him. I know a lot of teachers, myself included, we may pose empty threats such as, if you don't wash your hands, you won't get to eat snack, or, just simple things to try to get the kids to follow directions and listen. But for this